Picture your absolute worst morning commute, bumper to bumper, staring at endless red taillights. You probably think traffic is the reason your city feels so agonizingly slow, right? Well, you're totally wrong. Welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to completely shatter everything you thought you knew about your daily drive.
So, what actually makes a city grind to a halt? Your baseline assumption is probably too many cars, not enough space. Makes total sense, but the hard data tells a wildly different, completely counterintuitive story.
Prepare for the first major face slap. Kolkata is officially the slowest city in India. But here is the absolute kicker. It actually has the least traffic congestion among the megacities. On the flip side, you've got Bangalore. It's heavily congested and famous for epic, soul-crushing jams. Yet, somehow, Bangalore commuters reach their destinations faster than Kolkata commuters. Wait, how is that even possible?
Section 1. Traffic isn't the culprit. Shattering the universal illusion.
Section 2. 22 million real tests. Unimpeachable proof from the data.
Now, researchers didn't just rely on grumpy commuter surveys to figure this out. Instead, they engineered simulated ghost trips. They relentlessly pinged Google Maps day and night. We're talking tracking millions of simulated routes to map out the exact travel time under literally every conceivable condition.
And they deployed these ghost trips across 154 different cities. So this isn't some wild guess. This is undeniable, rock-solid data measuring exactly what happens right there on the pavement.
Section 3. Still crawling at 2 a.m. The shocking truth about empty roads.
Okay, we need to talk about a really crucial concept: empty road speed. Forget about rush hour for a second. The true heartbeat of a city is its base speed. Literally, how fast you can move when there's absolutely zero traffic. Just you, completely alone on the open road.
And here is where the real villain is hiding in plain sight. A staggering 88% of urban slowness is driven purely by basic road speed. Only 12% is actually due to rush hour traffic. It is entirely about the concrete, guys, not the cars.
Seriously, let that sink in for a moment. Your city isn't slow because of rush hour. It's slow because the roads themselves are physically slow. We're talking bad intersections, terrible layouts, broken pavement. The actual infrastructure is failing you.
Look at Kolkata. It absolutely flatlines at the bottom of the data. It's agonizingly slow, all day long. Even at 3 a.m. on utterly empty, deserted streets, a driver in Kolkata is moving slower than drivers in other cities during peak, bumper-to-bumper rush hour. Crazy, right?
Now, here is the ultimate knockout punch. Varanasi is a low-income city. Delhi, on the other hand, is a massive, heavily congested metropolis. Yet, a driver in Varanasi at 2 a.m. on totally empty roads travels slower than a driver in Delhi during the absolute worst morning traffic.
The researchers basically concluded that even in the total absence of traffic, a very poor city like Varanasi is slower than average at all times. Why? Because the layout is fundamentally broken. It literally has nothing to do with other cars being in your way.
Section 4. Richer means faster. The paradox of progress in cars.
It's a total paradox. Richer cities have way more people, way more cars, and far worse traffic jams. But despite all of that chaotic gridlock, you still manage to get to work faster in a rich city than you do in a poor one.
Here is how it breaks down. Low-income cities are the absolute slowest because their base roads are just terrible. Middle-income cities, they're actually the fastest. They've got great roads but haven't hit peak car saturation yet. High-income cities dip just a little bit due to massive congestion, but they still easily beat the poorest cities.
So wealth brings cars. And yes, cars bring traffic. That's a fact. But wealth also builds fundamentally better roads. Development beats congestion every single time. Base speed always wins.
Section 5. The real cure. Stop fighting ghost traffic. Cities around the world are literally burning billions of dollars fighting congestion with taxes and incredibly complex toll zones. But the data reveals a massive, hidden asymmetry. Just a 10% boost to base road quality totally destroys the gains of any fancy congestion pricing scheme. Fixing the concrete yields massive returns. Fighting the traffic, it yields almost nothing. So the actual blueprint for fixing our cities is stunningly simple. 1. Build regular grid networks. 2. Invest heavily in primary roads. And 3. Completely ignore the rush hour illusion. We have to stop fighting the morning commute.
It is really time to fundamentally shift how we do urban planning. Stop wasting money fighting congestion. Fix the concrete right under the tires, because that is where the real speed is actually hiding.
So, I'm going to leave you with this thought for your next commute. Take a look out your windshield tomorrow morning. Is your city actually fighting traffic, or is it just fighting badly designed, broken roads? Thanks for joining this explainer. See you next time.